What's up, guys? Garam on the left, BG Loam depths, 5-0'd a couple weeks ago. Me on Miracles on the right. Garam won the die roll, and I apologize, by the way. The camera was not centered very well today, and we missed his graveyard. So I apologize for that. It's actually important because he's playing Life from the Loam. I'm going to try to keep a pretty good memory, as best as I can, of what's in the graveyard. So right now it's Verdant Catacombs, and he is looking for a turn 2 play, and I'm representing Spell Pierce. I'll snap a Spell Pierce off on that. That looks juicy as heck. So basically, the Pox Depths deck has the Life from the Loam package. It's got the Thespian Stage Dark Depths package, a couple of Chalices, a couple of Chrome Moxes, and a series of Edict Effects and Lilianas. So we're not running into, I don't know what that prize was. That's cool. We're not going to run into Cursed Scroll and stuff like that. We're going to run into Liliana and Hand Disruption into repeated Merit Lages and Life from the Loam Wasteland. All of these things sound pretty nightmarish, actually. So I was worried as soon as I saw the Thespian Stage. Although, normally could put Garam on that kind of deck. It's just kind of a given. End of turn Garam will make Thespian Stage into Bayou. We missed our second land drop also, so the Portent was not a shuffle, so the next land drop was in the top 3, but it's not a ponder, so you don't get to draw it right then. So we'll leave up white and put a Search for Azcanta on the field. And I don't think... He basically never goes ham on the early Merit Lage. He respects the sword here. And interestingly enough, if we had not Spell Pierced the Sylvan Library on turn 2, then he definitely would have just gone for the Merit Lage and just accepted the sword and continued to draw lots of cards. So there's a couple of very small things that happened here. Another thing is that this deck runs Chrome Moxes, so it's got a number of ways to accelerate out really, really good turn 2 plays, like turn 1 Chalice, turn 1 Hymn to Torok, turn 1 Sylvan Library. That would have been brilliant. So here he's going to force the issue, putting a Chalice on 1 in the face of Swords to Plowshares, and is still representing an end of turn Merit Lage, and this is a really tough spot to be in.
Okay.
There's a main deck Singleton Engineered Explosives on 0 there that can represent killing the Chalice and still representing swords. So he's again not going to go for it. The deck doesn't have exploration, so it's much slower, just ramming repeated Thespian Stage Dark Depths onto the field, even when you have Life from the Loam. Basically, he's still looking for his Loam, so he has not decided to start sacrificing a ton of lands yet. But as soon as he finds it, he probably will. I think it's also acceptable for him to go land go here when the Miracles player is not putting anything on the field, is missing land drops, and is about to hit discard time. It looks actually like I'm at 7 cards and do not have a land drop. So I'm going to be forced to crack the Engineered Explosives and just to Brainstorm or Ponder here. Or Portent, I guess. We crack the Engineered Explosives to Ponder, still leaving that lonely white source up. Found Polluted Delta. I'm curious if he's gonna... He's going to go for it here. Makes the Merit Lage. Did not cast Life from the Loam last turn. I'm curious as to whether he has it or not.
Why? This is more powerful.
So he'll attack now and draw out the sword.
Yeah.
We'll put him to 39 life.
How can plus 20? Just push.
Just
Like,
push.
Just push 20? Oh, okay.
Okay.
So Mox Diamond discarding a Bloodstained Mire. And all of this action now makes me feel like he drew Life from the Loam. If he drew it last turn, then why did he not cast it? If he drew it this turn, then why did he make end of turn Merit Lage and then immediately draws the Life from the Loam like he knew was going to happen? I don't know. So targets are Dark Depths, Thespian Stage, Bloodstained Mire.
Shit. Cards in hand. You have 2.
We'll go up to 5 cards, and this is a tough space
Okay.
to be in. This basically represents infinite Merit Lages. Like I said, no exploration, so it's just every 2 turns, which is definitely manageable, but it's going to represent a difficult thing to get out of. We did not shuffle off that Polluted Delta. So all of our cards are good. Or at least the top 2 cards of the Ponder were good. And now we're basically forced into a race condition, right? Because he cannot represent Merit Lage this turn without something like Crop Rotation. We'll probably, hopefully have Counterspell or Force of Will for that or something. But here, really have to do a win con. So I'm hoping that it's a hard cast Jace, and then we immediately just... We have to just continue to Fate Seal for the entire game. And the game will be nothing but revolving around... Yeah. Alright, so... Leave up Sword Mana again. Oh, look for second land. So before Fate Seal territory to actually try to put the game away, try to strengthen the hand a little bit, and then this game plan is just going to be deal with Merit Lage every 2 to 3 turns for the rest of the game and hope to ultimate Jace. This is the only way to win. Unless, of course, maybe we could find a second white source, set up Entreat the Angels, and try to race it, but we already sorted a Merit Lage once. Angels doesn't seem as good as Exile, Graveyard, and Hand. Or whatever it is that Jace the Mind Sculptor says. I'm not completely sure. Man, Mox Diamond plus Life from the Loam is quite a combo. I love the Cabal Pit, too. If I'm thinking about the Jace, if I'm thinking about the Brainstorm here, I'm thinking maybe we've got a Terminus 2 cards down currently. So the shuffle is probably not as relevant, and we can sacrifice Polluted Delta. I'm going to discard Predict. Sacrifice Polluted Delta. He plays Dark Depths for the turn. Yeah, so now we've lost our ability to shuffle. The Polluted Delta notably does not get the second basic planes in the list, so it didn't really matter that much at all. And I think we're still on Brainstorm mode. So, I mean, we gotta be floating multiple Terminus by this stage of the game, and by being unable to have landed one by now. found possibly the last basic island. 1, 2, 3, 4. I think I'm playing 5 island, 2 plains, yeah. Rearrange the top 3 again.
Yeah, okay.
Makes Merit Lage end of turn.
Go.
I think he's going to Dredge. The Dredge is Abrupt Decay, Urborg, Verdant Catacombs. So now the graveyard is 2 Verdant Catacombs, Bloodstained Mire, Thespian Stage, Dark Depths, etc. He grabs the full-on Turbo Depths special. That's what I'm taking. I'm taking Turbo Depths to Eternal Weekend on the flight tonight, and Thespian Stage, Dark Depths, Urborg.
Oh, so yeah, you can't change the graveyard order, but alright.
Don't change the graveyard order, I say. Alright, so we'll slow that down by a turn. I'm going to Brainstorm. I'm going to reveal Terminus.
I'm casting it, but
That's not really the order things happen. I'm sorry. There we go.
yep.
Bloodstained Mire was not in the graveyard. I apologize. Maybe it was in his hand from the last Life from the Loam. So now he's off of Merit Lage for 2 more turns. So I think at this stage, there's the second plains. We can start up, and we have a long way to climb, but we got to climb. And he gets an immediate bottom.
Go. Okay.
He goes to check what I'm afraid of, and I put a Liliana of the Veil on the bottom. And that could just represent that I don't want to counter it, or that I don't have it. I mean, it could be a couple of things, right? Mismatched Wastelands there. I got to talk to him about that.
Yeah. Wasteland.
He's gonna Loam.
Okay. He goes straight to dredging again.
Wait, what?
Yeah,
Oh
man.
no, he
Okay.
drew, and then cast Loam. Yes.
Draw.
Nothing end of turn for me.
Plus.
Doing nothing.
Target you.
Looks like we left that on top.
Go.
That fetch, one of these fetches, one of these Flooded Strands can get planes.
Okay.
Dark Depths comes back. One of these Flooded Strands can get planes. The other one can only get Tundra.
Draw.
Sorry, or Volcanic Island. Both of which being basically worthless.
Brainstorm.
Now that he's representing end of turn Merit Lage again, we take a turn off Fate Sealing. That fetch gets nothing but Tundra or Volcanic Island. Starts wasting fetch lands. That's fine. I like the top of my deck. That's also fine. I like the top of my deck. The Arid Mesa now gets the final plains. See, I knew there was a reason I kept committing lands to the board instead of brainstorming them away. Wink, wink.
Good.
He did not go for...
Draw.
He didn't go for it, so he didn't make me do anything. We brainstorm again. We're still only at 7. This is like... Well, I don't want to say it. It's like watching paint dry.
counterbalance.
That's a throwaway card. We don't even need that.
Okay,
Doesn't
go.
really do much. Unless, I mean, it's nice. If you can float a 2 repeatedly,
Hey. Draw.
can we start plussing again yet?
Plus.
All right, so Jace moves up to 9. We're still a minimum of 3 turns off. We got another bottom going on.
Man.
This game would be over without with Explore, by the way.
Okay, go.
I'm not entirely sure where this deck list came from. It's got to be on one of those. It's got to be listed on some Sean Brown. Shout out to Sean Brown, by the way. It's got to be on some MTG Goldfish list.
Okay.
The Dredge reveals Chalice Liliana something. He
Oh my
loams
God.
targeting 3 wastelands. Plays a wasteland. I'm curious. If I was him, I would be pretty interested in just wasting Arid Mesa like right now. I'd be really curious about that. I choose to draw.
Plus.
Jace goes to 11.
Bottom. Land. Go.
Polluted Delta only gets Tundra and Volcanic Island. He wastes Arid Mesa,
I would like to.
and I let it. I fetch. Okay, so that one gets the last planes. We are official. We have every basic on the field.
Okay.
He does not go for Merit Lage again. I guess he figures he has to get.
Okay.
What's the protection? How is he going to protect himself from whatever the removal is? Oh, that seems. It seems like it can't resolve.
Yeah, brainstorm.
That said, though, if there's only a couple of relevant cards, you can just protect 2 of them. Well, that's not how that works.
Thinking.
Hymn to Torak is still...
Okay.
Oh, wait, that is how that works.
Him.
Yeah, we're fine. He waited till I finished the brainstorm.
Okay.
I'm not entirely sure that we explicitly, like, passed priority back. Yeah, I don't think that that was quite right. Huh. Council's Judgment. Terminus. I don't remember exactly what was going on here. I mean, this was a couple of weeks ago, but I'm pretty sure I have memories of... I think I was floating 3 Terminus in my hand and on the top of the deck this entire game. Jace is at 13.
13.
No, 13. 10 and 3.
13. Plus you. Bottom.
We bottomed a lot of cards here. Even though he was, like, likely dredging.
Okay, go.
Choco Letty.
Sure. Yep.
True.
He goes for Merit Lage. There's a Merit Lage. Brainstorm. My reaction makes me feel like that was blind.
Untap. Draw card.
So now, what, do we have to get through a
-12.
single Merit Lage?
Okay, exile from your.
And I'm really sorry, we can't see the graveyard, and well, the graveyard is non-existent or whatever. His hand is 4 cards,
Shuffle. This is
and
This
his...
is your hand, right?
Alright, so his deck and his
Exile.
library are empty.
Shuffle the hand into the library. Okay. And more triggers. How many life from the loam are in here?
1.
Okay. Your library is good. Now,
We ultimate Jace, and we want to look at his library.
You?
There are 4 cards in his library.
Life from the loam is 3.
Yeah, 3 million.
Then
There's the Dark Depths.
I can do this. I can still maybe draw more. I do need to draw more.
This is
And whatever that black control card
yeah,
is
yeah, yeah.
that kills all creatures and then you don't untap your lands, I don't know.
okay.
Seems a little cute.
Go. Upkeep.
yeah.
Oh yeah.
Just throw is you?
I just draw.
Yeah.
I think he normally people port in themselves.
Okay, so
okay.
your turn. All right. Okay.
I'm just thinking.
I know. This is the weirdest thing.
So I think I just, quite obviously just put Dark Depths as lowest on his library as I could. Didn't shuffle it because there's just +1 cards and we don't know what order it would get into.
Insane. This game is incredible.
And from there we would probably just brainstorm.
Brainstorm.
Move to discard.
Ponder. Shuffle. Draw. Land for turn. Go. Untap. Draw.
We have 7 lands in play and we've been wasted like 8 times.
Brainstorm.
Go.
Port in you.
I think that might be...
I would have got
Pass. Okay.
Yeah, okay, so there's a concession. I'm going to cut this video, and then Miracles on the draw against this Pox Depths deck. We really have to look out for turn 1 Chrome Mox into really, really bad thing, and then turn 2 really, really bad thing, and then getting locked out of the game. Probably by Planeswalkers or a Wasteland lock. It seems like it could be a little easier in some ways to deal with Merit Lage and Life from the Loam post board, but harder in some other ways when their deck has less air in it. Like, they had a bunch of removal that we don't really care about there. I think it's also relevant to note that I'm playing Volcanic Island and Blood Moon in the side. I think I was playing Monastery Mentor Blood Moon, both of which seem like a decent plan against this deck.
Don't kill me. Am I dead? My thoughts. Go.
Did you keep a one-lander? Kept a one-lander and missed a land drop. Twice. Keeping a hand off of Thoughtseize and probably a pile of very nice high-impact cards. Found Flooded Strand.
Oh no. Oh yeah.
We get Thoughtseized here. The explosives is really good here. This seems quite important.
My force.
And he takes the Force of Will.
It's good.
That's an interesting choice. Could probably tell us a lot about what's actually in his hand.
Draw card.
Now we can probably commit the Tundra to the board. It likely won't survive forever. Still have Flooded Strand available for planes, so we can get... Oh. Maybe preemptive Engineered Explosives for 2?
This is my 4th turn, right? You missed 3 land drops now?
Yeah. Just making sure... He's so far behind, I was just making sure that, yes, I could play... Oh, we drew and protect... We protected Monastery Mentor on the top from last Ponder.
Aggro. Yeah, okay. Oh, come on. How did you have the land?
That's so strange to me.
You drew Thespian Stage this turn?
Discards Thespian Stage to Mox Diamond. And here, he's been so stuck that I'm actually thinking about sorting the Monastery Mentor in order to get a Monk. Yeah, I think we're going to do it. This could just be a complete mistake.
Trigger. 3/3.
That's not how that works. Wait.
Just to check.
Wait.
Oh wait, that's not how that works. It's 2.
That's definitely not how that works. Yeah, okay, I fixed it.
Oh wait, no, it's not.
No, wait.
Okay, you sword a dude. Prowess trigger goes on the stack. Prowess resolves. Sword resolves. His hand is so so weak, I think I can beat him.
Sword finishes resolving before the prowess. No, wait. No. Sorry. Yeah. Okay. I think I'm right in game. I think I made. I'm better. All right. So Chalice.
Damn!
Chalice on 0 to beat engineered explosives. What? Monk token is a 2/2.
Well, I guess what he's saying is there's 2 cards on top now.
Monk token is a 3/3. Should have killed the Chrome Mox.
I think what he's saying is he
Monk token is a 4/4. Monk token is a 5/5.
Take 5. 5, yeah. Go.
So now we're ready. So we couldn't cast the engineered explosives as long as the chalice was on the field, so we had to disenchant it first. If we don't have a force for this Liliana, then we're fucked up. Yeah, then from here, I think that we quite easily lose this game.
Sacrifice.
Okay.
Go. Draw. Discard.
Lily goes to 2. We discard a Tundra. He's got a Thespian stage and 2 cards left. We knew the top of our deck. Thespian stage targets Bayou. Now he's got access to 2 black mana again. We have to continue keeping cards in hand for Liliana. That's fine. His last card is Smallpox. So our hand is getting completely stripped, and there's an active Liliana. Discard Sword. Throw away Tundra. Find no answer to Liliana. Teferi's uncastable. Discarding Spell Pierces, just cards that don't matter. Without Council's Judgment here, we're completely dead. So our last card is worse than... Hopefully our last card is Snapcaster Mage. Okay. That's not good. I think we're dead to a single Liliana.
Predict myself.
Yep. Name a card.
The most common card is... a 4 of that I haven't cast yet. That doesn't matter. Could be Force of Will. Could be... There's still 4 islands. There's a Ponder. One more turn against Liliana. He's got his combo. There can't be a way out of this one.
Go. Copy. Okay.
Snapcaster Mage would be okay. Okay. But Lily is it?
Okay.
No, this... I don't even know why. There's no reason to bother. There we go. Alright, that's going to be enough. There's no way. I don't think in this position there's any way I would ever...
No, you're good, you're good.
Yeah.
I lose.
Alright. The fade in. Miracles. On the right. On the play. He saw Monastery Mentor's last game. It's probably relevant. I mean, he knew that he wasn't going to take out like all of his Edict effects. The game isn't entirely about Merit Lage. This game is also about land denial, chalices, and Lilianas. All of which could be a relevant way for him to lock up the game. From my side, it kind of depends on the opening hand and like what we have available, like how we'll sculpt ourselves. So the Portent gives us a view into the future. The one thing I don't want to see here is Mox Diamond. I don't want to see that Mox Diamond. Oh.
Okay.
They never don't have it. Yeah, don't let him untap with the Mox Diamond. This also, this goes very well with a plan to Blood Moon someone. It also looks like we didn't have the appropriate fetches though, because that would have been perfect. It would have been better if that Tundra was a Plains. It appears that we did not have Flooded Strand or Arid Mesa to help that. Or if we did, then we didn't have an additional one to go find red source. He's got 2 non-basics. That was our final fetch. If this has to go get Volcanic Island for Blood Moon, then we do not have access to white mana. And we're just top decking. But with 1 island out, I'm much happier with the position of having, like, it's way better. Notably, the Thespian stage didn't even allow him to float, like, mana for Abrupt Decay. So you have to pick that spot to slam the moon.
Zero tokens.
You can't cast that.
Okay.
Wait, you can't cast that?
Can't. Island.
No. Back.
Yeah, where is your green?
He forgot he didn't have the Chrome Mox, and then I forgot that he...
I was like, how did he get 2 green? wasted? Okay, okay.
Messy. By the way, we're getting up on. I believe that we were like 5 minutes in the round. Now, Chrome Mox and basics from his side are the things that I'm most afraid of. I'm looking for planes to slam Monastery Mentor and put the game away. That's it. Also, at this point, I guess Jace is an out. End of turn Brainstorm. Look into the future, but we don't have fetches, so it doesn't really matter. We could just be locked up for the foreseeable future here. There's only 2 planes, so it's a little difficult to find everything that you need. Found Swamp, which opens up black spells to him.
What? You said 5 minutes for them, like...
And we're 1-1, so there's no reason for anyone to concede. I do have to find a win condition.
아, 그래? Yeah. 아직 아직 남았어? Let's play.
Let's play.
이거 깔려있는 상태에서 이거 나와도 이제는 아니지.
아니에요. 원래도 아니었어요.
Thoughtseize me again.
원래도 아니었어요. 네.
Brainstorm to protect Monastery Mentor.
Yeah. Okay. Oh, I got it. I countered that one.
아, 야, 카운터.
It's in my best interest to play as fast as humanly possible. Find planes, cast my win con, and then cast as many spells as fast as I can. That could be a win con.
Untap. Draw. Go. Draw. Go.
By one made that his request. Normally it's a replay, but his request.
Draw.
I'm gonna shuffle looking for planes. We gotta find planes. We found planes.
Go.
He goes to 11. We found Monastery Mentor. If we've got end of turn... Ooh. Chrome Mox. Or, I mean, Mox Diamond represents green mana, which is
Okay.
very scary.
영턴 들어가셔세요. 영턴.
If he has Abrupt Decay here
Okay.
to take care of the Blood Moon, then he immediately gets Merit Lage. We immediately get access to all of our mana, though, and we can sweep everything away. Sylvan Library resolves. We do not have any end of turn effects, so no way to get additional monks. Attack for 4. Has to be a way to set up lethal next turn, right? Alright, so his turn 2 activates Sylvan Library. Chalice on 1 will incite me to cast a couple of spells. We'll Spell Pierce that and activate, like, we're just making a monk, right? Spell Pierce is paid for, that's fine. I think we're thinking about Swords to Plowshares, which basically we let the Chalice resolve on 1, right? And then sword something. He's got access to green or black. He's playing for Life from the Loam is strange. To get a Cabal put. Yeah, sure. If he passes the turn, I think we can... Nope. Didn't have lethal somehow. Unless he's got Abrupt Decay. Did he even leave? He didn't leave up Abrupt Decay. So he's dead provided we have any spell. So what am I even thinking about? There, that's lethal. Alright. Whew.
The Borden was out of order with Arid Mesa. It should